Hi everyone, so this is a tutorial on how to get started with your GitHub assignment. And if you look into your classroom, right, there will be um, a new section here called GitHub coding assignment. And we have a new assignment here, says Mankind Second Home. So click on it. And what you want to do is to sign into your classroom.github account. I'm gonna copy this link and I'm gonna open my GitHub assignment here, right? And what you want to do is first sign in with the account that you have registered with GitHub, and uh, usually you have to choose your name, right? Uh, if you can't find your name, you can skip it, but it's good to basically put your name here so that your account is basically linked to the GitHub, and this allows me to see your grade when you submit it online, right? or submit your grade to the Google Classroom. So I'm going to skip because I don't have I'm not a student in this class. So I'm going to accept this assignment. Okay, so it says here EOP GitHub assignment 1-1 zone on upload repository. Yes, I'm going to accept this, and it's going to do the import necessary for to create the file, right? So okay, once that is done, I can immediately go to my particular account here, and you're gonna see a bunch of, if you click on resume now, right, you can see a bunch of other projects that or assignments that you have been working on. I'm gonna click back on my assignment, right? And in this assignment you can see that there's a couple of things, particularly the readme. This is important. This is basically the instruction for the assignment, right? And here it will say, what your assignment is. You are you're part of a project, the Mankind Second Home project. You are a coder, and this machine that is in outer space in Mars somewhere is broken down, and it can only move forward or backward, and it can only move left and right or follow previous instructions. Cannot go forward or backwards, right? So it's moving within in x-axis, right? So assuming we know the position now, it's have gotten this left and right instructions, and we want to know exactly where it is on Mars so that we can send a rescue team to collect the rover, right? So some of the instructions here, it will tell you some of the assumption of the code or program, right? The first line basically contains a bunch of test cases, right? As this is the sample input given and the output given, right? So the output for each test cases will give one output, basically the position within the x-axis where the rover is. So if we look at this, we have two use test cases, and the first test cases have three instructions, which is left, right, and same as two, right? And if you consider this, we can see that this would, you know if we move left one side, that brings us to -1, and then we move right, that brings us back to 0, and same as 2, we move right again. So so we same as 2, this is the second, it means it's the same as the second instruction, and the second instruction is right, that is right again. So that gives us from 0 to 1, right? So you can see the sample output is 1, right? So you have to write this code. Basically, given the input, you have to produce the same output uh, uh, created here, right? So this is a simple program. However, it may require some kind of you working with, setting up your own variables or something up, understand loops and etc. Right? So when you're doing the coding, please ignore the git ignore file, make file. The readme is instructions. You can add in more stuff that you want. For example, things that you want to add. My answers include etc. Yada yada yada, right? And I've given you a sample input file. This can be used in your program if you want, right? To read data automatically. And main.cpp, right? This is basically the code that you'll be working with. Now, make sure you have your student name in your code and your metric ID written here. Right? And the code here you see is somewhat commented, and there is a write on code below. You may delete the code or below or modify it as you wish. So you can start coding here and modify your code here. I've given you a template right here. It is compilable. It's basically a gives you an idea of how data is basically read, right? Either from the screen as you key in, or by reading input from a file, right? And we're gonna see how this is gonna be done at some point. All right. So okay, so you have that file, you have the assignment done, right? Now it's basically to clone the project, or basically download the project. Now you can, to make it simple, you can understand more about Git, explore more about Git, and it will make your life easier. Uh, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let's see what happens. If you want to use GitHub, you can download um, the GitHub editor here. So it'll help you in uploading and doing stuff. There is a version for Windows, so this way you don't really have to to upload your code. All you have to do is to make sure it's the latest branch that's being uploaded. But for now, let's keep it simple. Just download your zip file. I'm gonna download the zip file, right? So I'm gonna save this code here and open folder. After downloading, I'm gonna unzip it, right? Extract all, and that's where I'm gonna extract it. Okay, so you look into this, you'll have a bunch of the files that as in the template, right? Now I'm gonna start coding, right? And see how it works, right? So I'm using dev C++, and you can see the code here, and you can start writing your name. So my name is Rizal, right? Metric ID something something G yada 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 yada. 7, right? uh 7. You might want to include a section number as well, section number 1 for example, right? And okay, so using here you can start coding. I want to see first how this works. I'm gonna save my file, and here I'm gonna, for compiler options, I'm gonna compile, right? And compile, right? So looks like the program is compiled. See user download yada yada yada, right? And the output file is given here, main.execute, right? Okay, so that works. So now after doing that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna after doing that, uh, I'm gonna run it, right? So I'm gonna run it. Then right? You can see it's expected for input. So I can say the number of test cases. Right? What's this? I don't know what's this. Oh, it's my um, antivirus check. It's annoying. Okay, So as it runs, you can see you can enter. So this expects basically two test cases, right? And now for the first test cases, I have three instructions, and first is left, second is right, and oh, right, and third is maybe same as one, right? So it's a simple program, but it's capable of handling input. Your job is basically to display the right output, input and output, right? So it's able to read files this way, right? And this is nice, right? You can also type command prompt here, go to downloads, right? uh, Go to EOP, your current file, right? And you can see main.execute inside there, right? In your directory where you downloaded it, and you can run main.execute, right, with the given file, like an input file.txt, right? And this would basically push in the instruction uh, into the main.execute and will read right, left, and etc. Right? What kind of instruction it got, right? So obviously the output is not correct. This is your job, is to get the right output for the code, right? Okay. So I hope that helps. And once you're done with that, right? Uh, Take your main.cpp, only main.cpp, not the .execute, right? So take the main.cpp, right, and click on the main.cpp and upload your new version, right? So you can edit this file, or you can upload this file, and it will overwrite the main.cpp file, right? Please do not change the file name, it will just confuse the system, right? All right. So I hope it helps. Make sure when you have submitted, right, you can look into your particular submission, and make sure that your main.cpp is the latest one, right? So you can check the dates, or time that is being updated, or you can check the code itself, right? So this must be the latest one, right? So I hope that helps. Please use the Google Classroom for any questions and discussions regarding this project, right? Um, you should not post any answers. It's individual work, but this is something that you can play around with, right? Okay. I wish everybody luck and have fun coding.